Hi, my name is Sakshi and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make your very own chocolate covered strawberries. So the first thing you're going to need for this is some strawberries. Try to find the largest strawberries you can at your local grocery store. Then you're going to need chocolate. I usually use 3 types of chocolate: white chocolate, milk chocolate, and dark chocolate. And for this task you can usually use chocolate chips or baking blocks. They're much easier to melt and generally to work with. For the strawberries with nuts on them, you're gonna get any type of nuts that you really want. So I usually get sliced almonds. You can also use peanuts, cashews, or any other types of nuts that you prefer. Then you're gonna need some pastry bags, and if you don't have pastry bags, Ziploc bags, sandwich size, will work just fine. Some toothpicks for the purpose of mounting your strawberries and prepping them. Lastly, you're going to need a foam board, and this can be as large as you want depending on how many strawberries you're going to make, to stick the strawberries in there for faster and more effective drying. Okay, so the first step you need to do is to wash and completely dry your strawberries. If your strawberries have any water on them, the chocolate will have a hard time sticking to them, so make sure they're completely dry. Then what you want to do is prep your strawberries. So basically take the toothpick and stick it through the top of the strawberry like this. There you go. And it gives you a little bit more handling space for each strawberry, so that when you dip it into the chocolate, you have more room and you don't just have to hold the leaves. So the next thing you have to do before actually dipping your strawberries is you have to melt the chocolate. So what you can do is get all your chocolate chips into a little bowl, and I took about half the packet because I'm not making that many strawberries, but the more strawberries you're making, obviously the more chocolate chips you want in your bowl. So then you take your bowl and you put it over some simmering water and just basically wait for it to start melting. I melted my first type of chocolate, which is my milk chocolate, and so this is sort of the consistency which it should be at. So the first type of strawberry I'm going to show you is the chocolate dipped with nuts in it. Take your strawberry, hold the leaves back, and just dip it, make sure everything is covered, and lift it out, sort of turn it, and tap it on the edge to get any excess off of it. Just lightly tap it in the nuts and rotate it so that the nuts basically cover all the area. And then what you're going to do is take it, and this is where the foam board comes into play. You just take it and basically press it into the foam board, and that'll mount it and it'll give it a rest to keep it dry. So for the purpose of decorating other strawberries, what you want to do is fold down the top of your Ziploc bag or your pastry bag, whichever one you chose to use, and scoop just a little bit of your chocolate into the bag, just right into the bottom, just as much as you need in order to decorate your other ones. And then you can fold the top back up and give it a little twist so that it all stays in there. And then you want to cut the tiniest possible hole at the end. You don't want it to be too big, just enough for a little bit of chocolate to come out. Now I've melted my white chocolate, so you can do one with nuts, which I'll probably do in a little bit, but just a note, the white chocolate should be thicker than the other ones because it's a little bit harder to melt. If you have a hard time with melting it over the stove, add a little bit of shortening, so olive oil or vegetable oil, and it should come out a lot smoother. So now I'm going to dip a strawberry into the white chocolate, and I'm going to show you how to make a design with the milk chocolate that we have already put into our tube. So you just basically do the same thing. You take a strawberry and you dip it in there and wipe off the excess on the side. So now you have a white chocolate dipped strawberry. So to get a really cool pattern that is actually super simple but it looks really elegant, take your packet of milk chocolate and just swoop over it like this. And you can turn it over and do the same thing to the other side as well. And it actually looks like a really elegant, nice pattern, but it's very easy to do and it doesn't take that long. So then just take the strawberry and just like the other one, mount it on your foam and leave it to dry. Don't forget to put a little bit of your white chocolate into another pastry bag and basically just do the same thing as you did before. Scoop a little bit in there and then cut as tiny a hole as possible right in the end. So I've melted my dark chocolate, and this is the consistency it should be at. It should melt for you a little bit easier than the white chocolate should. So now I'm going to show you how to make a design. Since you have pastry bags with your milk chocolate and your white chocolate, I'm going to show you how to implement all three types of chocolates to make a really cool design. So basically what you want to do is dip your dark chocolate in there and take your white pastry bag, and you just want to make straight horizontal lines with it. So just take a line, and a line. Okay, and now what you want to do is take your milk chocolate. This should be a little bit easier to squeeze out. So a line, and a line, and do another one. Okay, so now that you have your two types of chocolate on here, you want to take a toothpick and grip it and just gently bring it down towards the center of the strawberry, like that, like that. As you can see, you can vary the colors and the designs depending on what kind of strawberries you want to create. So any of the designs I showed you, you can alternate the colors, you can alternate the patterns, and just really make these your own. And these are great for Valentine's Day gifts, or as coming up, are great for holiday gifts. So please enjoy this recipe, and if you have any questions, comment below.